Hey, before we start the video, I just want to apologize. There was an issue with my video recording quality. Doesn't negate the fact that the content of the video is going to be absolutely necessary for you to succeed with cold email in 2025. But I just wanted to give you a warning. The video of me is very granular, but I'm doing a screen share and that's not, so it'll be totally fine. You're going to get a ton of value from the video. So let's dive in. All right, everyone, it has been a while since I've recorded a video. I've been super busy building a couple new products here, and one of those I'll reveal towards the end of the video. But there's been a lot of changes that have gone on in the cold email space just over the last couple of months, and I thought it'd be super valuable to record a video and give you an idea of the 5 must-know things that you need for cold email for 2025 to succeed. And if you ignore these, you're going to be destined to fail because there's been a lot of changes that have gone on lately in the cold email space, and I want all of you to succeed. All right, so in this video, that's what I'm going to go over. I've got, as a lot of times with my videos, a Notion document here that you can take it, you can make a copy of it, use it for yourself. So let's dive in. So first of all, just quick introduction. So there's a bunch of new trends. I'm going to let you in on some of those things and some of the things you can do to be successful. I'm going to give you some make or break updates that you want to implement into your cold email strategy. Okay, this is going to be crucial for you to book more meetings. All right, and some of these trends have already been starting to be implemented into other teams so that they're more successful. We've implemented these. Other successful cold emailers and lead gen experts are implementing these trends. So you definitely want to do that to be successful with cold email. Obviously, we want to avoid failure. Okay, so that's what this is about, and it's what a lot of our content, of course, is about with email. So let's dive in. So my promise to you on this video is that I'm going to show you how to future-proof your cold emails to save you time and get better results with your cold email. And if you're new to the channel, you're not familiar with me, my name is Patrick Spielman. I'm the founder and CEO of Upticks, leadmagnets.io, and I'm going to redact this one and save it until the end. So make sure to stick around to find out about the big reveal that I have for you today. You don't want to miss it. I've helped thousands of salespeople and thousands of customers, hundreds of direct clients get better results with their outreach. I'm also a former 6-time award-winning master franchise. I'm top 10 franchisee, built a 7-figure sales agency. So just a warning, all of this stuff that I teach you is based on real life experience, okay? So number 1 trend for 2020 moving forward with email deliverability. So obviously email deliverability is a big piece to the puzzle, right? And I've talked at length, and you've probably seen people talk at length about email deliverability. Well, it's actually getting even harder. And of course, as salespeople, as marketers, we keep adapting, right? So let's talk about a few things. So first of all, restrictions are getting more and more heavy from Google and Microsoft. Okay, so they keep updating their email policies to make it harder to reach people's inboxes, and they do this for good reason. Of course, they want their users to have a good experience, right? So, but this changes like it seems like every few months, right? There's a new thing that happened where now the new gurus are coming out and saying that cold email is dead, which it's not dead. Okay, we just have to adapt. So obviously, there's an effort to crack down on spam. All right, but with persuasive, well-written email, it's useless if you don't land in the inbox. So that's always above and beyond everything with email and cold email. If you don't land in the inbox, it's useless. Okay, so we don't want to use outdated tactics. So here's some solutions for you to help you master some of the new age modern tactics. So there's a concept called waterfall ESP matching, email service provider. Okay, so it's a lot easier to get in the inbox of Google, for instance. Okay, it's a lot easier to get into what are called like catch-all valid email inboxes. I won't go into detail on all these, and I guess it's not as easy as Google, but then Microsoft's the worst. So with a waterfall ESP sending, what you want to do is send to your Google leads first, then start sending to your valid catch-alls. These are catch-alls that have a higher propensity to land in the inbox and a lower propensity to actually bounce. And then you likely want to send to Microsoft inboxes, the other Microsoft inboxes last. Okay, so Microsoft's getting super hard to land in the inbox. And this might change, by the time you even watch this video, but as of right now, it's getting hard. Okay, and around this, what you want to start thinking about doing is building a domain and inbox strategy for Microsoft itself because it's getting super hard. Now, custom email servers are actually a lot easier to get into the inbox, depending on how big the company. If they're smaller companies and they're using custom, it's a lot easier. But what you want to do is protect your domain health for your core domains and inboxes and sending to, say Google, and then high probability catch-all valids. Okay? But you likely want to separate out any of the riskier ones into their own domains, their own inboxes. Okay, you don't want to muddy the waters. So if you start having bad deliverability problems with that, you don't necessarily have an issue with your other ones. That being said, Microsoft's likely just shadow banning people. Okay, and so you probably, I mean, if you wanted to risk it and you didn't want to be the doomsday prepper that I'm preparing you to be here, you could risk it and send to everybody. But then all your stats and data kind of gets, the water gets muddied a little bit. So I would recommend separating these out. And if you get really crazy, I would actually separate it out for different strategies here, different SPs. Okay, so you could have a group of domains and boxes just for Google, group of domains and boxes for catch-all and valids, and then group of domains and boxes for Microsoft. Okay, so that's a newer age strategy. And similar to that topic, just like it used to be, you could send 400 emails a day with Google or Microsoft. You can't really do that, of course, anymore. And then it moved to 200 a day, and then 100 a day, and then 50 a day, right? And now it's getting closer to like 5 to 20 emails per inbox. Now, it depends on who you're emailing. Okay, so if you're emailing Microsoft and you're emailing Google, you want to err on the side of caution and keep your volume as low as possible because they're big networks. So what that means is they can pick up on the email sending at a much better pace than if you're sending to, say, a custom email server, a private email server. The private email servers don't have the intelligence that a Google and a Microsoft has, typically. Some of them, at Fortune 500 companies and things like that, are running some pretty crazy setups, but you want to keep your volume to like a Google and a Microsoft super low. And because of that network benefit, you can get a little bit more risky with custom. But this is becoming more the norm, 5 to 20. And now you're sitting here saying, hey, Patrick, this is going to cost me a fortune, right? Is this worth doing? Well, you can start using some reseller inboxes. Okay, you can save a little money there. The other solutions here are high personalization. So custom emails tend to reach your recipients and improve your deliverability. Okay, and the reason for that is, well, a couple things. One, it's a natural born spin tax, but two, when you're customizing, then the email is much more unique, and sometimes you tend to slow your volume down. Okay, and slowing the rate at which you send is a lot of times what really helps from a deliverability perspective. Okay, I won't go through like warm up a whole lot here, but you want to gradually increase your warm up. And it used to be you wanted to warm up and send 100 emails a day or 150 emails a day. You don't really want to do that. Typically, what you want to do is match your warm up emails with your live email sends. Okay, we want to keep our volume low. All right, and this is an action step here. If you want to stay informed, make sure you're subscribed to the channel for the upcoming email deliverability guide that I'm going to be launching for 2025. The next trend for 2025 is quality over volume, okay? The new email mindset, which used to be the old email mindset. So the big shift is quantity isn't king anymore, okay? I just talked about lowering your volume at an inbox level. So sending more emails doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get more meetings, all right? Particularly at the inbox level, all right? But in general, it's a lot harder once you start sending more and more volume to get delivered because of the network effects of Google and Microsoft, all right? So you got to be very, very careful at doing this, all right? The next is monitoring by email providers. So high volume sending can get you flagged by Google and Microsoft. I alluded to this already. So even if you are doing multi-inbox domain, all that kind of stuff, you're distributing your sending volume across tens, 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands of emails, Google and Microsoft have gotten really good at detecting things. Okay, so volume is what kills all things. All right, you're going to increase your risk of spam by doing that. Now, of course, I'm not saying you shouldn't do volume. Volume is, really a thing that matters, especially to some people and their offer, but not to everybody. If you're running a small total addressable market or, small to medium size lead list, then, you don't want to do volume anyway. I've seen too many people run too much volume with a small lead list, and it's really not the strategy meant for that. All right, so here's the solutions. Hyper-personalization with AI. It's obviously gotten a lot easier to be more personalized and a lot more relevant with AI. So craft unique emails using AI tailored to each prospect, okay? I know back in the day, it used to be personalized every email, and then there was a small trend when OpenAI first came out that you would send icebreakers. Well, now you can personalize the entire emails and make it very relevant based on other signals, engagement signals and, personalization from, web research and all this kind of stuff. It's gotten a lot easier to do. And, you might think that prospects are, catch on to that. Well, being more relevant is never going to hurt, even if prospects know it was automated. For instance, the Facebook ads algorithm, right? It's not personalized to you, right? The messaging isn't like specific to you, but it's hyper relevant. Okay? They know what you're interested in. So we want to kind of take the same concept. Like, yes, we can use AI. Yes, it can be automated. Yes, people can know it's AI, and yes, they can know it's automated. But the more relevant that you can make it and the more unique you can make it to each lead, the better. Okay? It's going to help with conversion metrics, email deliverability, all this kind of stuff. It's also going to help you bypass spam filters because that personalized content much less likely to be marked as spam. And one of the worst ways that you can suffer with deliverability is getting marked as spam. The next way, of course, are bouncing emails. All right. The other thing is it's going to help you stand out in the inbox. And I've preached this for years, but people have really kind of got away from it. But personalization is really going to help you stand out in a crowded inbox. Okay, it's gotten so easy to do cold email, people kind of tune it out, and this is a way to really stand out. And we can do this on an automated fashion. And the benefits you're going to get are higher engagement because personalized emails are going to be more likely to be open and responded to, and efficient use of, kind of limited markets, right? How big is your total addressable market? Okay, going to be super helpful for that. And again, as an action step, if you're getting some value from the content, give me a like, subscribe to the channel if you want more information like this. Trend number 3, building trust in 2025. So the challenge here is increased skepticism from leads. So because of the popularity of cold email and that it has flooded email inboxes, this has built up a natural resistance, much like ads. When Facebook and Twitter and all these social platforms came out and advertisers flocked to them to put advertising in their news feeds, it was much more effective. And not that it's not effective now, it's still effective. It's because they've implemented machine learning and really gone interest-based and more personal in that regard. There becomes basically an immunity to it for some people, right? It's not a pattern interrupt anymore. People just keep scrolling. That same thing has happened with cold email. All right. Not to mention, of course, there's always phishing and fraud out there. All right. The next challenge is there's this little thing at the top of a lot of the emails, Microsoft and Google specifically, is if like a notification asking if you know the sender. Okay, so this is an immediate red flag, and this causes hesitation with opening your emails, or not necessarily opening because you see it when you open, but reading your emails, right? Maybe even replying to the emails, right? It's just another little resistance point. Okay, and they've made it easier to hit spam now. So before you used to have to click something in the upper right hand corner, and now they're just right there. You just report as spam, and it's super easy. Okay, and because it's gotten so easy, you want to be super careful. All right, inbox overload. Obviously, prospects receive a lot of marketing emails and sales emails and stuff like that. So here's the solution: multi-channel follow-ups. So I obviously love email, but a lot of us have gotten away from multi-channel follow-ups, and I don't know how in the hell I forgot this, but I did. Anyway, lead with email, follow up on LinkedIn or other DMs, other social platforms, and you have to start picking up the phone, okay? The people who said cold calling is dead are completely wrong. It's not. You can get more conversions by picking up the phone with your nurturing. Now, what you may want to do to get smarter with this, not made, like this is what you want to do. You want to send email, you want to do LinkedIn, you want to do some DMs, and if you're not getting conversion, then you pick up the phone based on engagement signals here, okay? You're gonna have to start doing this. And if you're the business where you're super small, you're gonna have to grow up, and if you really want to get results with outbound, you're gonna have to graduate to the next level. Okay, that means you're gonna have to take on a little risk. Now, maybe you can get a little more crafty with it. You could hire offshore, nearshore, LATAM, things like that to save money. But you got to start doing it. All right. But over the long term, if you do multi-channel follow-up and nurturing, it's going to help you build credibility across platforms. Look, people know if they just ignore your emails for a certain amount of time, or if they just mark you as spam, they're never going to hear from you again. Water off a duck's back, right? But if you engage on a multi-channel, you got a much higher chance. And keep in mind here that it's not just because we want to annoy people, right? But most of your lead lists are what I call silent buyers, right? They're just like, they're busy doing what they need to do every single day to make money, feed their family, keep their businesses alive, stuff like that, just like you, right? But that doesn't mean they're not a good prospect. It just means that now wasn't a good time. So if you give up on those, and that's a majority of your lead list, you're done, right? And then you're going to get in this pattern of continuously trying to find new leads, new leads, new leads. Pretty soon you run out and you have diminishing returns, all right? Next action step here is just implement multi-channel. Just pick one channel. If you're just doing email today, pick up LinkedIn. Okay, if you have a salesperson and you're just doing email today or you're just doing LinkedIn, like have them start making 5 cold calls a day based on the engagement metrics here. Okay, 10 cold calls a day. Just add one new channel into your arsenal. Okay, trend number 4 here, the art of personalized timing. Okay, so importance, timing is crucial. Sending emails when prospects are most likely engaged increases your success rates. Okay, you might not know how to do this right now. I'll tell you in just a little bit, but this is super important. If you can time it right, you can have a better chance of getting it in front of their eyes when they're most likely to engage. Avoiding random follow-ups, unscheduled follow-ups might miss optimal engagement windows. So if you can hit engagement windows, you can increase your chances of getting the email opened, read, and replied to. All right, so here's the solution. Optimize email timing with tracking opens. Okay, now I give this as a warning. Okay, so the conventional wisdom, and I know most of you don't listen to this, even I don't listen to it a lot of times. I run campaigns without open tracking. But if you could lower your volume, we get more personalized, we do some of these things we've talked about, it actually opens up the possibility to get better, more accurate information and be able to do open tracking, which has an impact here. So we can then get smarter with our sending. Okay, so if we can get smarter and do all this together, we can get higher results, right? We don't have to do as much volume as we used to have to do, and the whole system doesn't break. Okay, so monitoring when your prospects are opening your emails. Again, I'll show you how you can do this much easier in just a little bit. Then, of course, schedule your future emails according to that, and tailor your responses. Adjust your sending for out of office replies and things like that. So if you're getting emails that saying they're out of office for a certain date, email them on that certain date or a date after, right? Or a day after that, right? Instead of just keeping sending, or, just not really paying attention to what they're instructing you inside of those autoresponders. Okay, so example here. Morning engagement. If a prospect frequently opens emails in the morning, schedule your emails around that time. Now, in order to do that, you got to harvest this data and then you got to be able to act upon it, right? And you have to be able to adjust your sending algorithms. Again, I'll tell you about that in a sec. Out of office replies. Note the return dates and follow up when the prospect is back. All right, so action step here, like the video, comment how to learn more about the tool that can automate personalized timing. I'll send you some more information. I'll also be revealing it here in a second. Last trend here, the sniper approach with lead scoring. Okay, so if we can do all the stuff I've talked about with the first 4 steps, and we can get all this engagement metrics and all of this data, we can actually take and lead score much more accurately. So the strategy here is to focus on high potential prospects using AI-driven lead scoring to identify and prioritize engaged prospects. Okay, again, if we can do all that stuff I talked about earlier, we can land in the inbox, we can get better engagement data, we can personalize, get better deliverability, all that kind of stuff. Then it allows you to build a scoring algorithm around your most valuable prospects, which then you can use not just with email, but then multi-channel, thus increasing your success odds. All right, precision targeting, replace mass follow-ups with targeted outreach. So here's how it works. You send a personalized email with tailored messaging, personalized. You connect on LinkedIn. You track the engagement, monitor for some of those signals like opens, maybe even clicks if you're doing clicks and secondary, your second email, your third email, so on and so forth. You can monitor social interactions and then automatically assign lead scores. And then you pick up the phone with the most engaged leads. And the benefits, if you can do that, are higher conversion rates, personalized calls to engage prospects that are going to increase your odds of success. So it used to be if you picked up the phone, you might be able to book 1% of those leads into a meeting. But if we can get that to 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, the game changes. And plus, you can lower your volume. so you don't need to do as much volume, and you can increase your odds substantially, which means then you can have much more efficient resource allocation, right? You can focus your time and energy where it matters the most, okay? And now for the major announcement that I want to announce. Okay, so I hope you got a ton of value for that. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I want to announce a major thing, the biggest release I've ever made. So Upticks is changing. We still have Upticks. We are building a brand new platform called LeadEngine.ai. For those of you that you probably don't know this, my company name and my original agency name was Lead Engine. Okay, then when we built Upticks, it became Upticks, right? But Lead Engine remained my company. I've acquired LeadEngine.ai, and we've built a brand new AI-powered platform that's going to be able to help you with all these things that I talked about, plus a whole lot more I'll be revealing. So essentially what it is the world's first AI outbound tool that thinks like an outbound expert to help you bring ready-to-close sales meetings on complete autopilot. So a lot of the stuff I talked about in the video and a lot more. So basically, it's your full-time outbound expert using AI and machine learning to turn your prospects into customers. And the best part is you don't have to hire somebody. Now, to pick up the phone, that's a different story. It never asks for a day off. It never is going to ask you for a pay raise, and it's never going to ask for a commission. All right, so here's just some of the things that it's going to do. So first of all, it's going to help you replace what used to take an entire outbound department so you can scale without the overhead. It's going to have self-driving campaigns, meaning it's going to learn from every interaction, and it's going to adapt the strategies in real time, copywriting, sending, timing, all this kind of stuff, who you're targeting, persona-based targeting, who it's prioritizing, and it's going to adjust that in real time to drive continuous results. This is unheard of, okay? It's the first of its kind. It's going to have AI autopilot personalization to deliver messages that speak directly to each prospect, enhancing engagement and response rates by up to 6%, maybe even more, okay? Lookalike lead refill, so it's going to automatically identify your best prospects based on results from the platform, and then find new leads, lookalike leads, add them to your campaigns to keep your opportunities coming in the door. How cool would that be? You don't need to go search lead lists at all. And what would even be cooler, which is part of my goal, is you just tell the system how many appointments you want in a given month, and the system just optimizes totally around that and works towards that goal. How cool would that be? And it's going to be a 24/7 race. So Lead Engine is going to work around the clock to strategize, learn, reach out, follow up, and nurture all on complete autopilot, ensuring you can capture every single opportunity. Okay, so that's the big reveal. If you click this link here, you can join the waitlist. If you click this, or you can just go to leadengine.ai. That's the domain, leadengine.ai. I'm spending a fortune on it. Not quite a fortune, but spend a lot of money on that domain. Okay, so I went through a lot of the benefits here. I'd love for you to join the waitlist, so check out leadengine.ai. And if you got a bunch of value from this video, even regardless if you check out leadengine.ai, you should implement all of these things that I talked about anyway, if possible. So if you got a lot of value from this video, I'd love to give it a like, share it with your friends, comment below with any questions whatsoever. I reply to every single comment eventually. All right, and if you found this super helpful, as I mentioned, sign up for the wait list, and also check out Upticks as well. Slightly different platform, but love for you to check out Upticks, our existing platform. Hope you got a ton of value. Hope this helps you be successful for 2025, and we'll see y'all soon. Thanks.